The deionizing system is probably the most important piece of equipment you need in order to wash your vehicle and not allow any water spots. The deionizing system that I have is a kit from DI Rinse, which comes with a tank and resin, along with 2 bypass valves and a monitoring stick that checks for impurities in the water. The resin acts like a filter, so water comes through the tank, the resin filters out the water, and what comes out of the tank is pure H2O, and that in return will not allow any water spots to be left on your vehicle. The washing system that I have is pretty straightforward. I have a water hose that comes from the house that goes directly into the deionizing tank. The deionizing tank has 2 bypass valves. The bypass valves allows you to be able to use your deionizing system or use regular water for washing your vehicle. So from there, I have a water hose that's attached to that runs directly to my power washer. I use an electric power washer. So from the power washer, you have another hose. Attached to this water hose is my pressure washer gun and wand. I use the stainless steel type with swivel, where you can use a plastic one. They work just fine too. But one of my favorite tools to use is the foam cannon. I always feel like a little kid when I use the foam cannon. I like to use the double bucket rinse system. This keeps any contamination from coming from your wash pads and getting back onto the vehicle that you're washing. So after having all the equipment here, we still need to have our soap, our window cleaners, and our tire cleaners in order to get the job done. So how about we get going on this video and let me show you how we can use this deionizing system. I think you're going to like it. So I like using regular water when rinsing off at the beginning rather than using the deionizing system. I like to save that for the end. But I believe the most important part of washing a vehicle is the rinse job at the beginning and removing all that dirt and grime, which is so important so you don't leave any scratches after you use your wash mitt. But I start from the top and work down to the bottom, giving a good thorough rinse. Take your time on it. So in this next step, I take my foam cannon out and I spray soap all over the vehicle. There's a lot of people that say this is kind of a waste of time, but I don't know. It's just a lot of fun to spray soap. So I do it. So after letting it sit a little while, I go ahead and get my extension along with my wool pad. I use this pad on my RV because using the extension, I don't have to get on a ladder. So it works, in return it works really well for the Jeep, on top for the roof and for the rooftop tent. But again, I use 3 different pads. I mean, you don't have to. You can use one pad and wash the whole thing with this if you want to, but that's just me. So I use this pad for washing my body panels, my windows, my hood, and my fenders. It's my softest pad that I have, and it never touches my bumper or my wheels because I don't want any cross-contamination. But as you can see, I start from the top and I work my way down to the bottom using a gentle motion. I never press hard and I never scrub. I just basically let that wash pad do its thing. I use this dual bucket system that has grates on the bottom, and it's a rinse and a wash. So my first thing is I dip it in the rinse and then I go over to the wash. It's supposed to keep from cross-contamination. It's something I've used for a long time, and I use it periodically throughout the wash. But personally, I love washing my vehicles, and I'm never in a big hurry. And I just relax and just have a good time with it. So as I told you, I use 3 wash pads for my vehicles. I know a lot of you are going to say that this is a little overkill, but it works for me. I only use this wash pad for my tires, my bumpers, and my rooftop tent. So this is the final step on washing my vehicle. I finally get to use the deionizing system, which will give me pure H2O. It will not allow any water spots to be left over as long as I rinse all the soap off. I won't have to use any towels, and I won't have to get up on a ladder. So in my eyes, this is probably the best way to wash my Jeep. And I hope you guys enjoyed the video.